What was that?
Did you see that?
Was that the primary buffer panel?
It did seem to
Did
resemble...
the primary buffer panel just fall off my Gorham ship for no apparent reason?
This landing is going to get pretty interesting.
Define interesting.
Oh God, we're all going to die?
This is the captain. We have a little problem with our entry sequence, so we may experience some slight turbulence and then explode.
On screen.
On screen. Here we go. So on Wednesday we built the little T-Rex. Today we're going to be doing Bumpy. Ankylosaurus. How's everyone going? Urabra, Tasik, Korg. Welcome on in. Yeah, doing pretty good. Was up too late last night. And had a little bit of sleeping this morning, but we're all good. It's nice overcast stay-at-home weather today. So it was yesterday, but I had to go to work. And the speed here in OBS seems to have settled itself down. If in doubt, turn it off and on again. Alright, let's see how many bags this has. Oh, and one of the things I was up too late last night working on while watching Millennium. Here we go. There we go. Say hi to the little guy down the corner. Okay, it looks like, is it, okay, bag 1, 2, and 3. And of course, too much box noise and his mouth starts moving as well. It's just picking up on the mic. Move our little T-Rex. Move our real brickhead down here. You can watch us from there, because I need him to hold up the box. Because once again, I will be doing the silly thing. We're going to try and use the photos on the front and back of the box, this nice top-down view, and if there's any information that's in this slightly different angle on the cover of the book, we can use that as well. And we'll see how many pieces are left over when we go to check the book at the end. Alright, so bag 3 looks like it's got all these bits in it. And where are these? It's just that. That's the legs. So the legs are in this one. The feet are in there. The eyes are in this one. This is the head. Right, so this will be his main body. I think I'll do what I did with T-Rex. We'll start with the feet. Open bag 3 first. Those to one side. Okay, this little plant here. There's that one. Whoop. We have successfully built a thing. Which reminds me, speaking of building a thing, can enable that command.
This is a decent size. It's not all about the length, it's about the thickness as well. And it's got both.
So 358 pieces in this one. A few more than in the T-Rex, but that could be partly down to the details. Like it's got more toes than the T-Rex does. It's got all these little spiky bits on the back. So it could be to do with the the pink Fast and Furious car. Well, that's a new way to do a carrot. Usually uses the little two-pronged stalk. Now we're doing extreme. Alright, there's a pumpkin. And then one more vegetable. And the loop in the top fits a pin into it. So there's that green flower goes there. T-Rex can guard the veggies. Ooh, that's not good. Alrighty, so now the feet do look identical. And they go that way. That lines up with the side there. So that... And do we have the grey opposite? Yep, so those two there. And there. How many of these do we have? 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Yep. So there's enough for all 4 legs. So do that. And while we're doing this, we will also do the other. Okay, why is that not doing the thing in my ears?
In vino veritas.
That was me testing it, so it should have set something off, but cheers. We're on the iced coffee today. Cheers, you're right. Happy Friday. So yeah, because the legs are all the same, can do that. Just the 2 of them will actually face. The 2 of them will have the little tan dish part facing forward, and 2 will have them facing back. This step will be the same. So I'm assuming it's all the same. We'll figure that out as we go. Yeah, I don't have a lot of Lego Max Extreme, but Ninjago makes some good ones that you could probably easily adapt into the Jaeger. Oh, stick that on the front. One of each leg gets one of these. All right. Then gets toes on here. These little half-rounded dark grey tiles. There's little toes. Oops. Not a good idea to drop the Lego. At least it's still in the tray. Okay, so that's that done. This little bit here looks interesting. Oh, that's going... that L shape's coming up out this way. It's coming out from behind here. And it's doing the same on this side. Alright, so every foot gets one of those as well. And Korg, will you be doing more space trucking today? Awesome model kits or both? Alright. Goes on foot number 3. Foot number 4. Okay. So now, was there an angle here from behind? Yes, there we go. That's what we want to see. So there's one of these palisade bricks in there. And the maths just lines up with where that one ends. Ingot. And then looking through here to the back of that leg. There's one of those rounded plates on the back of each one. So that holds those together. The pieces getting less and less in the tray, so it becomes even easier to work out some of the part uses. Okay, that's around that side. You get one more of those. All right. After working with the Lego for a while, my hands start to feel a little bit weird. They're already feeling a little bit off, so I'm just going to go wash my hands quickly. I'll just put up a BRB and we'll be back in a second. Don't go away. Okay, I'm back. Hands feel better. Right, I'm just... Okay, why is that doing the thing?
Very, very thick, very chunky, and they are packed to the brim.
Okay, Firebot's playing those sounds, but it's not playing the first, second, third ones. That's very weird. Very, very strange. Okay. In the front of the leg, one of those. A curved slope to go over there. Two little quarter round tiles. Okay, and that's one complete leg. Oh, no. It needs the ingot on the back there. All right, so that's one complete leg. Two complete legs. Ah. 3. And the ingots really don't like to be picked up when they're lying face down. There we go. There's our 4 legs. And they each get a pin to lock it into the body. There's those. Now this will be the tail. So starting with that piece there. Got the 2 hinge plates under it. There's 2 inverted slopes and then a curved plate, rounded plate there. Top of that is then dark turquoise 204. This jumper tile. It's cheese soap on there. And then one of those. So that's that piece of the tail. Now, why do I still have 2 of the... Oh, these will be in the tail then. Ah, yep. You can see the grey just here. All right. So this... All right, those are inverted pieces. Oh, they're cheese. I was looking for the... Yep. Hi, hero. Cheers, hero. We're on the iced coffee today. All right. Clips in there. These are going to... There's the other one. They're going to be on top of that. That's going to go up from underneath. Stick on the 4 dark tan cheese slips. This is the club at the back of his tail. The little lip on this just clears the gap here where the bracket sticks up slightly. There we go. That's his tail. And we have a not spare one of these. But that goes on the back of the body here. So I'm guessing whatever gets built with bag 1 and 2, there's a Technic piece at the back. And we're going to need those and that to just sort of hide the back of that plate. But everything else in the tray is a spare. So we'll hold on to those because they'll attach to something else. But we've actually got 2 spares of the little yellow flower. 1 spare of everything else. Alright. Do some jellies. Check out Korg for some model building and Elite Dangerous at the moment. And also check out Hero, who is live right now. Also building Lego. Alright, which bag do I work on next? Do we try and figure out the head, or do we do the body first? I think we do the body. So we've done our legs, working our body, and then work our way to the head. Spill some pieces in the lap. They didn't go to the floor. Okie dokie. These are there.
Welcome to the party, pal!
It's 3 o'clock. And yes, I started a little bit late today. Ahoy! How's it going at Fargonaut? Or as TTS just said in my ears, Fargonaut. The opposite of Neogenaut. How's it going? We are building without the book today. So we're going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 of these little modules of cheese slope on a jumper tile. What's everyone's plans for the weekend? Can't believe that March is nearly over. We'll blink and then we'll be going. So what are you doing for Christmas? Okay, so there's the 10 plates to go across his back there. These two, and so the ones on the other side as well, are on these kinds of hinges. So there'll be 2 on the left side, 2 on the right. So we'll face those in opposite directions. Those. This one here looks like it's on a 2x4 plate, but it might not be. It might be on a 2x2. Because A, I can't find a 2x4 other than a single brick. There are 4 of them, so that would be that side and the other side. And that's got a little lip visible in there, telling me that the 2 on top are on this rail piece. Like that, so that'll cover some of the gap between the angles. So we need 1 more of those plates, which is hiding under there. On the top. That's definitely tan under there, so go ahead and just raise them all up on a 2x2. Where'd the other one go? There we go. That's that. Okay, at the back here, Got one of those. There's that bit. And this bit here is also the same type of plate. So we do that side as well. 2 more little cheese slips. And that's 6 long, so that's going to be one of those on either side. This is the base layer of the shell. So the shell outline is essentially that. There we go. Okay. And those will angle in to lean on something inside. So that's probably in here supporting that. Now these are angled, so are they on a grey plate as well? I think so. I think they... And we can't see the green brick they're on, so they're probably at the back here on an angle like that. And then mirror image. So, turntable part is interesting. Oh, I see. So the Technic brick that I thought was here, that tile was going to hide, is probably just the holes in the back of this leg piece. So that's the socket that the leg's going to click into. And it has an tile above it. Which goes across to that one. And it'll be the same on the other side, like that. Ah, that's where the turntable is. Those two bits there look like they're this shade of brown. But the hinges, obviously for the tail to move that way. The turntable is going to be in the middle. Turntable is going to be in here because that little bit of brown that we see is actually running through the whole length, and which is why this up here shows the two arrows connected. It's basically saying when you move his head, you swing the tail out. Or if you move the tail, you'll swing his head on the other side. That's cool. That is cool. So this bit here is not the turntable on top. That's just a grey tile so that it doesn't collide with the plate above. Nice. So that one's under here. So that runs the length of that. That piece doesn't go in there, otherwise these wouldn't be able to fold down. Our Rex is bigger than yours. Rawr, rawr, yas. It's a Ankylosaurus. Just sit there, guard the vegetables. Oh man, that confused me. Hey, Retro.
Hi.
Hi, Retro. Thank you for the bits. Yes, I finally turned Tangier on. Not everything's on there, but how we doing, Retro? All right, so guessing that's going to go across to lock them together. Let's see what's in that layer there. There's some tan there, so where these ones here are angled down, they're going to be resting against these slopes.
To be fair.
Yeah, doing good. Had a sleep in. Was up late last night. but being up late last night was partly when this got created. So there's now a little studio render. Well, it's not a render. It's just a screenshot of studio to get the flat lighting on it of the brickhead that Millennium designed. I adapted. So the version that's there is my little adaptation to what I had on hand, and then I've added a little in studio. I designed a little decal with the minifig smile on it to be the open mouth version, and every once in a while the brickhead will blink, and I've put tan tiles with the little printed closed eyelid look on it. And we had a lot of fun on Wednesday building the T-Rex without the book. So I figured I would see how much of this we can work out from these different photo angles on the box. We've got the tail, we've got the legs, and the veggies. So bag 3 was pretty easy. We're now working on bag 1, which is the body, and then we'll finish up with bag 2, the head. But somewhere in the middle here, so this will have to go in that direction. Un, dos, tres, cuatro. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Okay, Firebot is having a moment. It is... I'll turn Firebot. I'll just... Yep, close it. I'll reopen it. And reconnect to Twitch and see if it does the things. We'll soon find out if it does the things. Let's go here and here. No worries, Erebright. Have a good one. We'll probably see you Sunday. Right. Okay, so Firebot is connected. It is, yeah, it should be, Erebright. Firebot is doing TTS when you guys talk for the first time again, so that's connected. So let's... Right, so I tried to do the show me around myself, but it's on cooldown, so let me click this button. There we go.
Show you around, get you situated here. This is the bucket where our pee freezes, and yeah, that's it.
Yes, the bucket where our pee freezes, and that's about it. Alright, so that... is then... Okay, and if that's the 1x4 tile going across there, then these are only 4 apart from each other. Total width. So that's the leg frame there. So does that mean this goes in under here as a support for them? And then we would bridge that gap with a black 2x4 because we need somewhere for our turntable to go in the middle. Like that. Oh. Or does it actually go down into... No, that would be down in there. That needs to be at that height. So if we put those two across like that, we do have ads starting here in a sec. No, it needs to be up a layer. So we'll come back and figure this out after the ads. Stretch, grab yourself a drink, a snack. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes, and we'll see you soon.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Okay, welcome back, and retro. Man, I was not looking at the screen. I was not at the keyboard when that door knocking happened, and yeah, you got me. I was like, is someone downstairs? Thank you for the bits, dude. And you said his name, so Lego Joe Hendry appears. Okay, now up on this bit here, those bits are on angles resting on a slope. And I don't think I don't think this piece, it may not come in this color because they've just given me lots of 1x instead. With those good there. Is that enough for... Oh, I only did the 10 that were across there. I didn't do those two. Okay, that's why. Don't have them here, so we need another one of those. Yep, so that's that part. If you are just joining us, we are building Bumpy the baby Ankylosaurus without using the book. We're looking at the photos on the box. Slightly different photo angle on the cover of the book, but I have not opened any of the pages yet. We're figuring this out. Okay, so that goes there. So to get out to this level, do these have any support from underneath? Or how's this going to work here?
From today, dialing 999 won't get you the emergency services. And that's not the only thing that's changing. Nicer ambulances, faster response times, and better-looking drivers. They're not just the emergency services, they're your emergency services. So, remember the new number.
Ooh, I just had another thought here. Maybe I've been thinking of the turntable under this piece. What if the turntable is on the central piece and it's just sliding on all these tiles down here? No, it doesn't make sense either, because why do we only have one turntable? Ooh. Maybe it just rests on a stud either on top or bottom, and it just pivots around that point. Because it definitely needs something above and below, because it needs to, like, if it's just sitting on the tiles, it needs to attach somehow to this underframe. And we've got these. If we put those there, that matches the picture. Step those in, step these in. Oh, and we've got a heap of these red 1x1 rounds still to figure out what they're doing in here. These inverted curved parts there, I would say they go like so. It's very fragile while we sort of work around the outside of what we know. But it's getting there. This will need hinge pieces at the other end for the head to attach to. And that needs that wiggle room to do that motion. Still got this big plate, which kind of has to go. You'd think it would go down here or something as a support, but you can't see it in the picture. That's up at, that's at that height there. It's gotta go. Gotta go up the middle somehow. So it's got to be the platform for that. One would think. So that. We'll figure this out. So if I put that there. I nearly said, damn it, retro. Korg. Okay, yeah, that I was looking down at the Lego. Thanks, Korg. Yes, god damn it, Korg. We've already had damn it retro when the door knocking went off. Alright, so if that goes there. Okay, I don't know where that part's meant to go. So that's definitely a grey piece there. Still got those two little green pieces. I'll put them there. So if we put that on. That means those all connect down. And we've got that working. Oh, there's a lime green one of those. Okay. That's where'd that go? Still got this brick. Those have to angle in against something. And it's definitely dark tan. Running right next to these curved bits. So it has to be these 2x3s sticking out over that gap to line up. And that's where that tan, okay. So these are all going to have one of these on the end. There's two of those. Let's see where they would be. And no, the eggshells are not included. You don't get the egg that he hatches out of. You just get the dinosaur. Okay, so maybe that's not where that bit goes. But I think this is going to be... This is going to be how our... Okay, no, that needs to be raised up by 1. If we do that... Okay, there's that. Then is it just a matter of, if I take these out so we can get in here... It's just a matter of getting this up to the height that we need. No, that still doesn't clear that bit. It's a whole brick high. And we've got these to somehow work into it. See, that's where they go. So close. It's got to be something down in here that might be wrong. But then this... That'll sit there. Do we even need the hidden internal parts that I can't figure out? Or will we get away with... Get away with that.
The rules for the customers, but they apply to you as well.
No mobiles, no wigwams.
Walkmans.
No snotty car. No snow. This is indecipherable.
Look. It is perfectly simple.
simple.
No mobiles, no Walkmans, none of that, or any of the others.
Or any of the others.
Water to drink.
Thank you, Kara. I will have some water.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Okay, now Firebot's back to doing the things. I had to exit Firebot and restart it. And now it seems to be playing ball. Cheers. Hi, Kara. And yes, I'm using
Very, very thick, very chunky,
little
and they
brickhead.
are packed to the brim.
Brickhead tuber down in the corner. I mean, everything in that so far matches the picture. It's just, where the heck does all that go? And then at the back, that's where two of those go in. That one will be a spare. And that goes there. That clips on, so we've got the body and the tail, and like we can even go, hey look, he's got legs. So I think as a functional display, we technically have the dinosaur.
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships.
Eclipse.
Dookie say little monkey in trouble.
George,
investigate.
Holy potatoes indeed. Leia, Astro, Karen, Eclipse, Austin. Who else we have in there? Home Brick, the other Bricko, as I have called you before, the other Bricko. Hi, I'm another Brick and AFOL, Aussie Lego builder. Welcome in. How was your stream, Astro? Let me jump back to... Okay, so there you see real me in a brick-themed shirt, and Millennium Akuma screen capped that and designed a brick head, which is now... And g'day, Eretican wife. So yeah, I tweaked it based on what I had on hand and redesigned it in studio, and then screenshot that and turned it into a little PNG tuber for the corner here. So while I don't have a second camera, that's what I'm running with. And what we're doing today is building baby Bumpy. We've been going for almost an hour and a half. Ooh, 4 bags of the NES TV. Nice. The cap looks like a burger. Well, those 4 pieces there are the corners of the burger truck. Which I had to dismantle to make that. But yes, we're building a little dinosaur here, and this is as far in the book as we've gotten, because I'm only looking at the pictures. We're looking, and I don't mean these pictures. So this photo, this angle, which gives us nice views of
nice legs
and the back of the leg,
the forehuman,
top down, and another front view.
Very cool.
Yeah. On Wednesday, in the course of about 3.5 hours, we built his little T-Rex buddy using the same method. The head took ages to trial and error and figure out. And so far, the interesting thing is we've gotten this body here, the central part, and I've still got all these left over. That's a spare. That's a spare. And this will be a spare. But technically all of these should go somewhere. somewhere inside this shell that I've built. So my theory is, if it's functional and if it looks like the picture on the box, do I need all these? Like it does the thing. What I am wondering though is so where this pivots, I've got the round tile up on a plate. Yeah, they give you extras, but I shouldn't have an extra of parts this big. I'm wondering if I've raised that tile up too high and if it's meant to be like pinned in with a 2x6 across it, which would then free up those two little plates inside that I've used to raise the other part up instead to support the plates under here, because there's nothing really holding them up. They're just attached in the center. But we can work on that later, because for now we've got a somewhat... I can't figure out where these would go. And I think... that looks right. Yes, Astro. Well spotted. That is indeed Joe Hendry. Using a Bruce Wayne torso. Bearded face is... I can't remember what set that was out of, but yes, I made a blonde, brown bearded, blue jacketed Joe Hendry in the white pants. Just need to give him a guitar. There we go. So we've got a functional body that mostly looks like the box. And yes, as Kara said, I am a chaos gremlin. There are times where I will look at a set. Exclamation, oops, I just dropped Lego on the floor. Yeah, I will look at a set and think, yeah, I could probably do that without the book, and I'll give it a go. Sometimes it works.
You got like 3 feet of air that time.
Sometimes it doesn't work. There we go. All in all, it's just another brick on the floor. Okay, so all of this will now make the head there. And Raiders, Astro, if it is getting to be past your bedtime, or if you need to get up and stretch, grab a coffee, grab a drink, all the post-stream things. Feel no pressure to hang around. You're more than welcome to raid and run.
We will add to a biological and technological distinctiveness to our own.
Cheers for the 2 a.m. Okay, I mean, and I won't... There are some streamers who, when they come in here, I will tell them, go to bed. Hero is one of them. But I mean, I was up till 3 a.m. last night. 3:30, I think, actually. I said goodnight to Millennium Akuma. I was watching him do the Lego things, and that was while I was doing this on my other monitor. Working on that. But yes, if it's 2 a.m., maybe go to bed. But thank you very much for bringing the crew this way. We'll give you some more Lego to watch. Yeah, he did great. And I had to tweak a few things. So there were the way that Lego normally does the beard design would be built with studs this way a little bit to get the little plate for the mouth and have a little bit of brackets around there, but I didn't have the parts, so this is my slightly tweaking. So he sent me the studio file, and then I went through my stash of parts and basically went, okay, I don't have a 1x1 tile and a 1x3 tile in dark tan, but I do have plenty of 1x2 plates. So I just changed that to them. And I didn't have a 1x4 tan tile for the forehead, so I've used two 1x2s. Different eyes, different color hat because the parts that I had. And some of these are 1x1s instead of 1x2s, just for what I had on hand. And obviously the base I've gone with what I had in a 6x6. And thank you very much for leaving a tab up. Yes, I am always lurking in tabs as well. Cheers, Astro. Have a good night. And okie dokie. Yeah, that's not a thing I'm ever going to try. Okay, so up the top here we have a dark orange plate, a light grey plate, which I don't see, so I'm assuming this is actually one of those. And that this will pin in that, like that. So that'll be little horns at the back of the head.
Welcome to the party, pal!
And it is 4 p.m. And because this is all going to be mirror image, do the same for the other side. The other side. And when we build this, I've got the Jurassic World soundtrack on loop. Ooh, and it looks like he's got a longer spike up here than here. This one has a bowl on the top of the dome. That's that one. In here, got one of those with a hinge going that way. Which will have an eye on it. Okay, that time I was looking at the screen. I saw the I saw the notification first. Sorry, Cog. But Retro did get me that one earlier when I was away from the keyboard and I thought someone was downstairs. Yeah, when you're wearing headphones, that's a really disconcerting sound. Hang on, what? There it is. So we get the other eye on there. We'll do it this way. And Quog, are you Quog, are you going live today? I have a tab up already, but I haven't seen anything happen yet. And so that's oh, exclamation oops again, I dropped Lego. Drop the plate I was just holding.
You got like 3 feet of air that time.
Ah, okay. Well, I hope you feel better, Korg. The size of the head we can put on like that. And one of those angled cutout pieces. There's the start that. I was about to do something and then I forgot what it was going to be. Ah.
Look, I have one job on
that.
this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay?
Okay, and do we get a view there? Okay, so that's the front. Not quite sure what piece that is there that it's joining. It could be one of these. Because we've got some... Okay, at this point here, the studs are going that way. Here, they're going that way. Here, they're going outwards. Let's figure this out. So, we got one of those on either side. That's attached to a 2x2, but you can't see a stud in that little cutout, so it will be onto one of those tiles. So there's little bumps for his face. There's his eyes. Eye will go there. There'll be a plate in that gap there at some point. Is our work in progress coming together. Is that... match up with where that would be? Yep. Okay. So I think we know what parts are up here. So we're going to have a... So does that... Ooh, okay, yep. So the maths for this would work if this has two going that way and one going that way. That's the top of his head. And we're going to get the mouth is also studs in a completely different direction. Like so. For a second, I thought this was something bumpy under his chin, but I think that's the toes of the opposite foot, just seen through at the angle. So what is being used back there? And how's that hinged? That's a tile. Because you can just, so all the tiles have this tiny little lip around them, so you can get a brick separator in to that little tiny gap. You can just see that gap right there. And then we've got these, so mouth is clearly hinged, so that's one of these two plates is going to be the end here, and one's going to be the one inside the head. They're the two clips to join onto this central pivoting bar up the middle. Okay, that's flush with that on the side of his cheek. So that will go onto 2x3. And then we can see one of those there, and that's just kind of like these ones up here. It's just sticking out a little bit to partially hide one of the gaps in the angles. And yep, we can see the hollow stud through there. The exposed one of these that's going to connect to the horns. So there's those. And pretty much anything that we've got two of, there'll be one on each side of the head. Anything that there isn't two of is probably going to be part of the central structure. I think it's safe to say. And looking down there, you can see the back of two of these. And possibly that piece there. Hard to tell the shade of color in the shadow, but something like that. That goes there. And then the round tile is going like that. Somehow we need to get some tan onto there, which looks like a brick. So I'm guessing it's those. It wouldn't be one of these because this part of the cheek is also right there, so it's got to sit flat along it. Those. Now it needs a 2x3, but we already used a 2x3 there. It's those. Oh, wrong green bit, this green bit. Take it there. Hey, Og. Welcome in. How's it going? don't think this is... Wait, no, it needs to be one more plate. And we need to use these 1x5 somewhere. But you have been walking a bit more. That's good to hear. Alright, so that... that sits here somehow. What if... would that go that way? No. What if that bit there wasn't a 1x1, but actually a 1x5 running the whole way down through? Like that.
We will add to a biological and technological distinctiveness to our own.
Cheers for the follow. Hello, Clockson. How's it going? How's the Japanese going? Then that goes there. So then we could use this 1x1 actually down in here. That. And that goes there. So then we just sort of need to figure out how this fills out. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I know some of the languages on Duolingo have stories as a feature, but not.
Hello? Is this the place where you order books from for when you want to sell them from your bookshop?
You can start with the bit. Yeah, that is a. It's nice when they do that. No. So what we're doing is we're trying to build this without the book.
Water to drink.
Water. I can do that, Kara. Yes, Kara thinks it's crazy. But we did the T-Rex in, 3.5 hours. It's 100-ish pieces an hour. We're doing pretty good. We're nearly at the 2-hour mark with this one, and got the legs.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Cheers, Og. And yes, he can wave his hands from side to side. Look at what I actually used. It was. I'm sure there'd be cheaper ways to find a and just like the T-Rex, he can't clap. Oh, Kara, did you see your parcel arrived? It was outside the front door this morning. Hey, Andy, welcome in. How's your Friday? Recognize. Ooh, a 20-ounce mug, a double-handed mug, eh? The head that I've used. And we are in ads. And we're back. Okay, so the minifigure head that I've used here for Joe Hendry is in a couple different sets. He's in 2 Jurassic World minifigures. And also Bernie the Cab Driver in a Spider-Man set. So that's where my little Joe Hendry bearded face came from. In the Jurassic World sets, which St. John Prescott. This one appears in a polybag, one appears in 2 sets. Biplane Rescue Mission, I don't think I have that. And Baryonyx Face Off. Yes, that's a set that I have. I wanted that dinosaur. It came with a cool husky in a... It's the husky mold, but with like a German Shepherd print. Very cool. But yes, Joe Hendry isn't real. Good to know. Good to know, Fargonaut. All this time. So how's this gonna work? How are we gonna... I'm guessing that that might be... That might be that part. Because that will line up with... No, that doesn't line up with that. Lines up with that one, though. Does that line up? Nope. Okay. Alright, so how's this gonna work? Because we worked out that, yeah, that lines up with that. So if this goes like that, yep. Okay. So if that one goes there. I didn't want to pay for plane tickets. The lore that we are getting, incredible. Okay, that one goes there. Okay, then we got these corner ones which will help to get this in the middle. So that'll fit across between there. We're getting close, I think, to... Okay, just clearing notifications on my phone. Yeah, we dropped down to 2 wide over here, but we need 3 wide here. Is that where? Okay, no, that can't be one of these bricks because this... okay, so Clockson, with that, so this is bag 2 here that we're working on the head. Bag 3 was the legs. Bag 1 was the... Oh, here's the legs and tail. Bag 1 was the body. Legs and tail, fine. 100%. Had enough camera angles in these photos. The parts use, figured out, okay, that's all them. For the body, I have all of this left over. But it looks all right. Like, I have the outer shell. I know there's a couple plates in there that have less support than they probably should have. But it looks like the picture. I'm not 100% sure about this.
Just my usual night out, you know. Went to
having
see an
this
experimental
underneath.
film where nothing happened for 2
Where
hours.
nothing happened.
Hung out with a pornographer, got a job in a burger
So,
bar.
yeah.
You know, the usual.
And yeah, you'd have spares of the round red plate here, but I've already put 1 extra into my spares tray. Like these 8 should be used somewhere. So, and I can't see these in the picture anywhere. So they're somewhere inside that thorax. So, yeah. But I mean, functionally, it does the thing. It looks like the thing. Ooh, there was like a Lego City ski village type set that had very shallow facades of buildings, and I tried it on some of the buildings. And that's what I tried it on. And I had to go to the book for them. when I built the jungle sets in January, these ones here, so the alligator set, the panda set, the tiger set, these were all, let's look at the book. Let's look at the box. For the tiger set, I did have to look at the book. None of the photos showed the ramp setup. So I had leftover pieces and it was just, okay, I have to look at the book to see whereabouts on the back they're meant to go. Everything else here, everything in the top above ground level was visible, and you could work it out from parts you had left over. You could go, okay, well, this has to go to fill this gap over here. But the then 2 bags of the gorilla jungle set basically did this. This one did have a photo from the back, which helped. But yeah, so the jungle truck was probably the biggest one with the tiger. So the tiger and the sort of off-road vehicle that comes in that set, that's the biggest one that I've tried. I tend to stick to 4+ and 5+ recommended sets. They've got fewer parts, and it's more a matter of, with these two, with this and the T-Rex, it was seeing the box in the shop and just kind of looking at it before I bought it, going, all right, yep, I can see most of the outside of that. You can see that, okay, it's a different angle from here. You can see the back of the leg. You don't want something that only shows you this angle every time. And I have had some sets where there's a little $10 racing car set at the moment that the photo of the car on the front and the back are pretty much the same angle. Yeah, like I wouldn't try it with a Creator 3-in-1 record player. But something like this, I'm going to give it a go. It took 3.5 hours to build the T-Rex. And I did have one piece left over that goes up inside the head here. It's where this pin pushes down to hit the jaw. There should be 2 bricks. I tried it with 2. I didn't like the way it worked. Didn't think that was how it was meant to be. Pulled one out, rebuilt it again, and then turns out, yeah, I should have used both of them in that spot. So, oh well. And now this can't go there because this has to go back in line with those, but overlap there. So that can't have. Can't have that brick there. Right. So how is it built instead? But I mean, I liked that. That made sense. Go across there. And then I don't think. See, that's got to sit back here. What if... No, that's the wrong height. That doesn't fit there. May need to use the book because this
Megatron
this height here. No, that would still be in the wrong spot. That needs... This needs to match these studs on this axis. Uh-oh, and he has to rebuild. And we got the, you know what, I might have to look at the book for this one. This isn't quite making sense to me. Here. It looks like there's a dark turquoise piece supporting under that one. But not going the whole... Can't go the whole way, so maybe it's not, maybe it's... Maybe it's one of these. But why? Oh, okay. Okay, I think it's... Let's try this. That goes there. And that goes back on. What if we put that under there as well? So that kind of supports it there. Holds up against the... Just pushes it up against the brick. Maybe. And then, of course, somewhere back in here, we need to work in a thing with the hinges to join him onto the body. So that's got to be a thing. That has to line up somehow. Not very clear looking down through there. And I've put these on the wrong side of the head. Swap those two over. Okay. So we're back to that. Got that part. So it's probably not those pieces down there. But they're also not up there. So that's got to go there. Okay, so those go there. If I put these... Okay, so something like that. So they go something like that. Alright, so what I'm going to do... We take that out there. and move that way. Something like that. Something like that. And then that goes up there. Yeah, this is not making sense to my brain. Because there's definitely 10 involved with where these attach. And they definitely go here, but now we don't have studs on this side. So, do we take this off? Take this off. What if we move that in and move that in? That works. And you'd almost think that works. Except these are meant to sit slightly higher than the curved piece. So off the eyes come again. And let's try. No, we can't. Those have to go there if they're connecting to the eyepiece, so they can't go there. That's not low enough. And that would stick those up too high. So, what if...
Water! To drink!
Thank you, Kara. There's some high quality H2O. I'm going to probably finish off my coffee too before it gets too warm. warm coffee flavored milk is not a great idea. So there's that. Okay. Yeah, just the sheer size of the head and the amount of knot work in here, and we've got these. Oh. So these bars could be used to go from side to side inside the head like that, just as a support, but why? And you wouldn't use it to clip that onto because you've already got the two halves of it. What do we think? Should I look at the book? Grey Wolf, yes. So there's two 2x8 plates running the length in there, and one pin's on top, one is on a what's it called? Turntable.
Welcome to the party, pal.
So yes, basically the head will connect on with these hinge clips. The tail has the same kind at the same connection at the other end. And I just broke it. Oh, that actually that gives me an idea. No, that wouldn't work. I just thought maybe I had a solution there, because that's really not stable. We're gonna, yeah, I mean, usually when I'm building a larger Lego set, I usually use the instructions, and I would have the PDF up in a corner of the screen so you could see where I was up to. But so we've still got all these leftover bits from when we did the middle section. If I use this over here and this over here, and I just put this down low there, then we can put that over as a bridge. That still pivots. And then if I do that and that, those will go over there, which will give this more support. Okay. Sturdy. Sturdy. And now that means we've only got 4 random pieces that should have gone into the middle section somewhere at some point. Yeah, so normally I would use the instructions, but for some smaller piece count sets, or for like 4+, 5+, that look pretty simple and where I can tell from the box that there are a variety of camera angles, yeah, I'll give it a go where I'll try and do this. When I was a kid, Lego sets that I would have that were Lego City. Let me grab a small. Set here. Actually, I'll just grab the other box for this one. So imagine this was a vehicle. When I was a kid, this would have the photo of the set as per the instructions. And the back would have 2 or 3 different pictures of other vehicles made out of the same parts. So basically, the Lego designers would mock different versions. You would only ever get instructions for the one on the front, but they would give you photos to be like, hey, here are some ideas. You can pull this apart. You can rebuild it as other things. Yeah. And so this is kind of stretching back into that memory as well of all you had was the photo. You had the parts, you had a photo, and it was like, okay, how do I build what they've designed? I mean, it's also partly just to torture myself. And so, yeah, it's a lot of fun in figuring out how things go.
I can kill you with my brain.
So I think that's where that goes. And yes, I'm a massive sci-fi nerd, so there are words in chat like brain that will trigger sci-fi sound effects and quotes and things. All right. So that's most of that. It's like, how? Somehow this has to all line back up. Oh, hang on though. Hang on. I've just spotted something.
There's a thing! There's a thing on top of the thing!
I've been working on this going this way. Like that. Now, while these are part of the nose and they are going studs forward, these here, I don't know if you can tell, but that's a very pointy angle there, and that one has a little flattened piece. So there's a tiny little bit of flattened piece here in the corner there. So these are actually going that way. Which means that this actually goes goes down in here where I had this alright, that goes in there. So yes, that goes in like that. Yeah, I've been getting into Studio lately. I used to use LDD, and I still had it on my old laptop, but when I got this new computer, I've jumped straight into Studio, figuring things out. All right, so that's that part there. Yeah, that's good. Oh, breaking pieces off. That goes there. So then, you know, we're just giving ourselves more leftover pieces now. That definitely looks like 10. Okay. How's this work? That's definitely there. Need some 10. I have to take my glasses off to... It's very hard to tell from the printing, but that might be... I mean, it's not super stable, but it could be two little 1x2s. But that goes in there. That doesn't seem right either. What if we raise that up? This could be the corner piece, actually. That could be where they go. Okay, no, that's not where those go. Nope. Nope, that is not. The maths is not mathsing. That's definitely where that needs to go to line up with that. This has tan visible with where it's sticking out here, where you can just see that bit of the corner. So that goes there. Those tan bricks go there. How does this work? And for your channel mascot, Grey Wolf, are you doing like a brickhead? This star thing down here? Are you doing a minifigure, or are you doing like a wolf out of bricks? And then this all has to connect onto that somehow as well. Can't forget that. I might have to resort to the book here. We are approaching the 3-hour mark. Like, I'm really happy with the outside of that. It clearly is how it's meant to look. There's all sorts of little gaps inside, but now it's like, how do I get that to sit there? How do we get the stud direction to change and line all of these up? What if this is back? That needs to line up there. Yeah, the math of this lining up isn't quite working. That might, but then that's super awkward, clunky connection if it's. No, it's not that, because that's not quite close enough to. Ooh, I think after the next ad break, we'll come back and probably have to start reading the book, I think. And see whether this is right. See whether that's right. So I'll hit the Be Right Back screen now. Grab a drink. I need a quick bio break as well. So we'll be back in a few minutes. The ads will run at some point during this break. And then when I come back, we'll play with these a little bit more and probably open the book. So see you back here in a few minutes, guys. See you in a bit. welcome back. Thanks for sticking through the ads. Alright, so we've got Bumpy's body built. Hello, Alex. Welcome in. We're building Bumpy today. Attempting without the book. These are left over from somewhere in that. And we're trying to get a head shape to come together. What if this goes? I put those on there. No, that's not. No, these go way back. That's way off. So maybe it does go up. Maybe the mouth does clip onto bars. How's it going, Alex? How's Friday going? Because that lines up there. So this needs to kind of finish up in there somewhere. There's that. Went to sleep in Scotty's stream. Right. Yes, you probably came in with we had a massive raid from Astro earlier. But yes, that is a fun part of Twitch where you'll lurk on someone, and then I do that when I come home from work and have my nap. I'll have someone on, and then it's like, where will I wake up? Will they still be live, or we'll be saying hello to someone else? Yeah, it's funny how the Lego world works, isn't it? Yeah, I'm getting stumped here. I think we are going to I think we're going to call it at the 3-ish hour mark and go, all right, let's look at this. Lego actually gave me instructions on how to build this. Who would have thought that it comes with instructions? What a concept, right? What a funny concept. Okay, that's not how I built that part. But I did have that column in the middle. Oh, that makes sense. That's where those go. Those are in here. Yeah, just holding the hinges down onto that piece. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. I used a lime plate across there instead of those. I mean, that's sort of what I had in there. Right, yeah, I've raised that up on one of those. So we'll use this one instead of the green one. That goes there. It just makes that a steeper angle now. Something like that, which yep. So it's just these left over from down inside here somewhere that we've worked our way around it anyway. Okay, so that's the shell. Shell figured out. All right, let's see how this head is built. Where have we gone wrong? Okay. Straight away I need one of these bricks, so it goes on there. So some of these internal pieces are in the wrong spot. Oh, exclamation, oops, because that is Lego down. So that tile's probably just on one of those, not across two. Where did that go? Grab it with his toes. Yes, he can.
You got like 3 feet of air that time.
Okay, so then where's my front? I don't know if his face gone. What's the top? Ah, yep. So I need that piece out of there. Go on that. Okay, that's those. I suspect this is going to come in as we've done already. Right, so this gets these two pieces. That's where that clips on. That's where our hinge plates. This is where we get the corner snot pieces. And the side ones. Then we get the bar going in. The bars were something I couldn't figure out from seeing them in the tray as to where they went. And now that goes, yeah, so the round tile on the back will go onto that, across there. So I was using one of these down low here that was actually that little combination. So yeah, tile across there. Two of these, and then a 2x4 plate, 2x3 green. Yep, so this, hey, at least we got the external part using the right pieces. Okay. Having gotten that far then in the book, I think this is better. Okay, so that means those can pretty much just go straight on as we built them. Yeah. Lego likes using these round pieces with the hole through them as like it has good clutch power on these bars. You can slide those in. Child keeps trying to pop off. Stay. And then we just slide that on until it clips in there. Did it have the thing at the back? No, they didn't put that on there. So that's that. Yep. Upside down. So that. Yep. So that little hollow space there fits the tongue so that the mouth can shut. The only question there is in the back of the cheek there. Yep, there's nothing in that hollow space, so that goes that way, like that. That's already That's correct. That the book already showed that set of squids, so that goes in there. That fills that little spot. So we can clip that on that side. Clip that on that side.
Water. To drink.
All right. So we looked in the book to do the central sort of snot part of the head in here. This part was pretty much how we had it. These bits were correct. It was just a matter of reworking the center to get that to work together. Got one extra of these. Not sure why. But there we've got the head. And thank you for the hydrate, Kara. And that means we have finished the Lego set. So that then clips onto here. So those go like that. Mouth opens. There's no fancy button to push like on the T-Rex. But the tail action's cool. So if we stand our brick head there, we can come on, get some speed. There's not enough whiplash on the tail to knock him over. Oh well. So we got some spares here. These should have gone somewhere down inside that. We took this apart and put some of the other bits back in there for a bit more structure. But yeah, I'd call that 90% built without the book. Very cute, fun little build. Nice mix of angles and stud direction on the head here. The hinge plates across the back. Very cool. So yeah, that was very cool. We'll be back tomorrow, but not doing Lego. Tomorrow will be some more Tomb Raider anniversary. The next Lego build is probably going to be another Create It 3-in-1. We might do the other two builds of this one yet. So we built the record player, might do the microphone and the radio. But I also have this little guy, which I bought for a very specific reason. We will build all three versions. We will build the rabbit. We will build the llama. We will build the seal. But this has been making the rounds on Instagram because someone has designed a face hugger from Alien using only these pieces. Yes. 100% the reason I parted with my $20 is a face hugger. I'd seen this in the shops and gone, oh yeah, cute. No interest. Neck minute. Ooh. Oh yeah, I'm gonna build the face hugger. So I will build all three. I'll get my money's worth out, but I'll build all three. But the version that will get displayed will be version 4, the face hugger. 100%. 100%. All right. Well, let's see where we're going to go. Let's see who's on doing the things. What are you up to? What's going on? Oh, does it fit an upscale? Oh, I mean, I was playing around in Studio the other night just to like double check for myself that it only used pieces from this set. And this piece here on the paws is new and not in Studio yet. But yeah, I can't wait to build it. It looks really cool. I don't have any upscale minifigs to wrap it around, but oh, I just had another thought. So last month on Pokemon Day, I built the Mega Bloks giant Pikachu. I wonder what the scale will be like of having a face hugger on Pikachu. Stay tuned. All right, so there's Bumpy. Here's his little veggies. He can nibble away. There we go.
Nice legs.
Have some veggies.
For human.
Yeah, I think there's only 2 of them in it. Looks of it. It looks like, so it's like the 2x2 curved slope that goes down from one plate to another, except it's got studs on top, and instead of coming to a square front, it's rounded, so it fits onto one of these, and the semicircle at the front is preserved. So yeah, it's a very interesting little part. So yeah, that's probably going to be next week's build. Today we built this little guy. Wednesday we built this one, so they can hang out together and eat their steak and veggies. And just like I don't know if I'm going to pull him apart later to put the second Technic piece back in, I don't know if I'm going to... I mean, I might. I'll try later tonight. I'll take this bottom plate off and try and figure out a way to get these back into the support. But, I mean, hey, it was still buildable 90% with just the mucking around, figuring it out. So cheers everyone for hanging out with that. Thank you to Og, Korg, and Ritro for the bits and the Tangier door knocks and jump scares. So I'll be back tomorrow with the Raiding of the Tombs, a game that is fun and frustrating. So we'll see how that goes. And then Sunday, back with some Euro Truck. And I'm going to try and get, like, my ending screen that's about to come up will say Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. I'm going to try and get Thursdays into my schedule as well. Thursday is the end of my work week. So yesterday I got home and I was quite tired, so I slept for a couple hours and then I jumped on at night and streamed some digital Lego building and putting a Bricklink order in. Speaking of which, I ordered enough parts for 8 more album cover mosaics to be redone as plates. So that'll also be coming up in the near future. But for now, let's go say g'day to Panfred Nudo. The Nudo House, he is playing some Assassin's Creed. He's another Lego friendo. And he's also been doing some Lego minifig PNG stuff for some of his streams. So
begin auto destruct sequence. Authorization Picard 47 Alpha Tango.
Copy a raid message, and we'll see you tomorrow, Sunday, or next week. And cheers again to Astro for the huge raid. Muchly appreciated. So let's head over, say hi to Fred. I'm going to go grab something to eat, and then we'll be hanging out and chat. And see you guys next time.